I'm Cyclone, and this is my website definitiveguide.com, where I posted my advanced campaign guide version 3. This includes a detailed overview of how to progress through each act and a detailed version of each zone, including all layout variants and how to read those. Now, this video is meant to give a little insight in how I look at the zones when I enter them, what's in my mind, how I progress them, and a few other details of little things that I notice on my run to share that I usually don't have the time to just put into their own video. You can find a written version of the progression here, as well, of course, a look at every zone and how to progress in an optimized campaign pathing. Before we head into the video, into the vault and look at Act 8, let me quickly give a detailed overview of the pathing of the zones. So we're going to be starting with Sarn Ramparts. This is where we enter when we leave Act 7 after we killed Armageddon. From there we have to head to the town. In the town we will be entering the toxic conduits, which will lead to Doedres Cespool. After killed, we can go either left or right. But there is a special pathing in Act 8 that I will also recommend here, as it saves you several minutes. Like, I think on average it's 5 minutes, but depending on how fast you can save you up to 7 minutes in this act. So we enter Quay, where we kill Tolman as usual, and then we enter the Grain Gate. And now in Grain Gate we do something interesting. We kill the Gambling Legion, and when we kill the Gambling Legion, we look for this hidden Underbelly, which I'm actually standing next to right now. If you need a detailed read on Grain Gate, I do have it in my top 10 layouts to learn video. But we're gonna be entering the hidden Underbelly. Now, the hidden Underbelly is a special zone that is not shown here. It's a secret zone. So we have this new zone which we can progress through. So when we go into this hidden Underbelly, we can then go from the hidden Underbelly directly to Solaris Concourse, which we only need to find the entrance to Solaris Temple, and where in Solaris Temple we have an easy pathing to the waypoint, where we go back to town, enter our portal we left in the hidden Underbelly, from where we then go to the Bathhouse next, where we can leave another portal, then head to the Lunaris Concourse, from where we take the waypoint back to town and take the portal. Now that we have Bathhouse and that we have Lunaris Concourse, Bathhouse, and Solaris Temple, in Bathhouse we can do the trial and we can go to High Garden. Now in High Garden we kill Yugal, go to town. So in town we get the Yugal passive point, we get the Tolman passive point, and we get the Gambling Legion passive point. And all that is left is to go to Solaris Temple and enter Solaris Temple 2, kill the boss. Then from Lunaris Concourse, enter Lunaris Temple 2, kill the boss. And then we already have one concourse waypoint, so we don't need Solaris Concourse. And we can head into the Harbour Bridge, and from there kill Lunaris and Solaris and head into Act 9. So we save completely skipping out of the following. We don't need to enter the Imperial Fields. We don't need to enter the Grand Promenade. We have an easy pathing in Solaris Temple. We barely go through anything in Solaris Concourse, all by doing this hidden Underbelly. It's a very optimized pathing, and I highly recommend learning it. Even if you just take a character that is already done with campaign and walk through the steps to get familiar with it and then apply it to 1 or 2 practice runs, it will save you a lot of time. Now, let's take a look at the actual run, and you can see this in action and how fast this all goes. We're entering the Sarn Ramparts as usual. We're just gonna head along these walls until we see the broken wall piece where we have the stairs. And then we head along back on the walls. The classic setting quality higher, there we go. And then we just head back along the walls. It's a very simple zone, we just need to walk in. Either it's gonna be like this, or it might be like this, but it doesn't matter. We just follow along the zone. It is roughly the same time in the layout. Now, I guess the other one is slightly longer, but it's still, we just run the zone until we enter town. Not much complicatedness there. And it is decent XP. Now, in Toxic Conduit, there are two ways to approach this. Either you always check top, or you check bottom or top, depending on where this door here is. They're always the entrance door. If I go a frame back, you see it as I enter the zone. This door is either angled towards the left or the right. Now, 2 of 3 variants go north and 1 variant goes south. But the door can point in either the direction it's going, or there is a north variant where the door goes south but the door is on the left side. So it's not a clear indicator. You just have to choose an option of go into the direction the door is not, or always go into the top direction. Whatever you like to, or whatever feels more consistent for you. I always like to go in the direction the door does not open. Or I guess the door pushes you because you can go into that direction. And from there we just follow the zone into one direction, into the direction it goes to. It will always end into the north. And here this gate is dashable with things like Frost Blink, Flame Dash, and Blink Arrow Lightning Warp. Now, the next zone can either extend into the southeast, into the northeast, or the southwest. We need to identify that. My best take on this zone is we always head south, and we gotta go along here. If it forces us to go into this direction, then it can be the southwest version. And then we need to see, okay, can we go northeast, southeast, or can we only go northeast to figure out which direction the zone goes into? So in this case, I'm allowed to go southeast, so I just follow along the zone till I head southeast. And when we reach this room with these triple split, we know that we're on the final, this is the final room before the boss. And here we just kill Doedres, and then the split begins. So here, we always had the right side. The right side after Doedres at the waypoint is always the one leading to the Quay. And in Quay, we have the following. Along the first section of the zone on this coast, you will find an archway that's going to have a small bridge. And at the end of that small bridge is going to be the Ankh to revive Tolman. And then at the later part of the zone, at some point, it's going to split off. You have a split. You can go left or you can go right, or sometimes it's this way. It doesn't matter. You're going to have a split and you will need to go in one direction. The lower direction is usually the one leading to the resurrection side, while the upper direction will lead to the Quay. So here you see the gate, the wooden bridge, and you see the small casket with the Ankh. That's always going to be here, so always stick to the coast side, and then follow the coast side till you find the passage which starts to go over some boats or some, like here, the boats, over some smaller platforms, and here could have been a split. I didn't check if it was there, but here's the resurrection side. So then we go for the resurrection side, and afterwards you will see that I'm just running back the track I went until I find the split going into the different direction, and then I go there until I hit the Quay. Torment takes a sweet time. Skip a second ahead. Nothing special about the Torment kill. So here I check here, or if here the split. Okay, I see the split was here. So then I just progress from here, and I again stick to the coastline until I see this wall with the buildings. At that point, I want to stick to that wall until I find the Grain Gate entrance. Now, real quick, Grain Gate. There's a detailed video about it. I mentioned it earlier. Part of the video with the top 10 zones to learn includes the Grain Gate because of the new way to run this. Now, the Underbelly has been part of the game for over a year now, but it's not that many people are aware of this new pathing yet. A lot of still use the Imperial Field pathing. You enter the zone either from the south or the west. When you enter it from the south, there are 3 zones you care about. The third zone will have the Gremlin Legion, and the second zone will have the Underbelly entrance. If you enter from the west, both the Gremlin Legion and the Underbelly is gonna be in the second zone. You can identify the zones by these corpses. When you find a corpse, you enter through an inner segment, and that is now when you leave it, you're in the second zone. So I'm in the second zone because I entered from south. I'm looking for one more corpse, go through one more inner segment. Now I look for the book. The book is always where the Gambling Legion is. I kill the Legion. Now instead of continuing, I head back. And now I look for the crane with the piles underneath it. I am in the Underbelly. The Underbelly, you gonna look for a T section that's gonna be like this, or it's gonna be like this. Depending, if you enter it from the right, the top one is gonna lead to the Solaris Concourse, and the bottom one is going to lead to the Bathhouse. If you enter it from the left, the top one leads to Bathhouse, and the bottom one leads to the Solaris Concourse. It's a little bit more clearly indicated on the written guide. Here I just quickly explained this. So I enter it here from the right, so I go south to head to the Solaris Concourse, where I want to get to the Solaris Temple to apply the waypoint. So in Solaris Concourse, we are looking for the wall. We need to identify where we are. We are at some place in this zone, and we don't know where exactly. So we always head into this direction. We're either gonna find a wall, or if we are here, we're gonna be finding the ledge. And once we have the big ledge or the wall, we know where we are, and we can just head into this corner and find the end of the waterway, the fountain, and behind it the entrance to Solaris Temple 1. Here we grab the waypoint. As you can see, very easy to traverse here. It's always either the curve or the direct line. Then we head the other direction, we get the Bathhouse. Then in the Underbelly, we're gonna repeat placing a portal. We don't know, we can be in the top right, we can be in the top left, or we can be in the middle center. And the exit is always somewhere here. We don't know where exactly we are, so we're looking for an indicator. If we're in the top right and we see the trial, then we know we're in the top right. If we're in the top right and we don't see anything, but we see that there is an edge to the right of us, we just head down along the edge. If we are in the top left, so here, we can either see the trial left of us, or we see nothing. Then we are gonna be moving south, and we're gonna be seeing the indicator for the cresting here, at which point we know we are left side. We leave the portal, and then we have to head there to get to the exit. And if we are at the south and we see nothing, we first head to the right. And if we see the exit is great, otherwise we're gonna see a wall, at which point we need to move down. So here I see the Lunaris Concourse. Then I return, so I'm in the center. The trial is not top right, so I head to the top left for the trial. Then I do the trial, and after the trial, we will be entering the High Gardens. And in High Gardens, we just follow the path. It is a snake trial. It goes something like this, this, and there it enters. Very roughly is drawn. And then it's the usual fight. And at that point, we have all passive points done in this act. So only left is Lunaris and Solaris Temple, and then the bridge with the bosses. Okay, Yugal. We can leave. We grab all our passive points. After this, now that we have the passive points, we will only use portaling to town because it places us next to the waypoint, and that allows us to be directly just roll back in. So you can go with Solaris or Lunaris first, it does not matter. We have the waypoints, not static, but basically we know where to go. In Lunaris Temple, in Lunaris Concourse, real quick, we just moved northeast. It's the same as Ebony Barracks. In Temple, we follow the carpet till we have the split here. Hey, can you please pause when I want to pause? Here, the carpet, so the entrance either goes in this direction or in that direction, and then the carpet splits off in either direction again. You just follow the carpet up to this point. At this stage, now that we are in this room, our goal swaps because sometimes the carpet stops for a bit. We want to go in this direction. We just want to go up, and we're looking for the next room that allows us to go further up. And we do this all the way until we see the waypoint. We only go sidewards if we cannot go up, and we need looking for the next room that allows us to go up. And now Lunaris Temple 2 is exactly like in Act 3, it's just a cleaned up version. We first check that direction in the top 10 zones to learn. I talked about this in detail. You check look for the first set of stairs, then you look for the second stair. The third stair is in the same direction as the second stair. You just run along, and if it's north, you have an I section in the second part. If you went south, you have an U section in the second part, and you just zoom along, quickly killing enemies. There's again the two confirmed blue packs here, just a different enemy type, and then at the end you have the portal. Don't forget to pick up the sun orb and the moon orb here. They take a moment to drop. Don't immediately lock. It's great if you get accustomed to grab the recipe afterwards, so you always have something to do and you don't forget to log. Then we do the Solaris Temple, we just move north, where we're going to be finding the entrance. Sometimes it's straight north if it's on the west corner. If the waypoint is in the west corner, it's straight north. If it's in the east corner of the room, you need to do a little bit of walking around before you find the entrance. Then in Solaris Temple 2, I haven't found any skip variants, so I assume it's just the normal variants. You just look in which the zone extends to, follow the path, and then you continue. So here I do this walk. And I'm gonna find the broken waypoint here after I'm gonna find the boss. If the zone opens in this direction, then I can go this way or that way. And again, we just follow the zone wherever it goes. It's a fairly linear variant, and it doesn't have this huge bait dead end, at least as far as I've seen. And now we enter the Harbour Bridge via the Lunaris Concourse, so we never needed to find the waypoint in the Solaris Concourse, and it's just a linear zone. We head until we see the entrance to the statue, to the boss arena. You notice that it swaps to daytime when you enter from the Lunaris side, or when you enter from the Solaris side, it goes to the nighttime. And here we kill the final boss. Video, again, they go really fast by these acts. Hopefully the video was informationful. If you enjoyed the video, I would appreciate a comment and a thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm. And all this being said, have a lovely day, and I'll be seeing you in my next video or live stream. Goodbye.